Everybody has been asking me to make a video on some businesses that I think they should start and are good opportunities right now because of this COVID pandemic. I made a video on March 12th that talked about home office build-outs and some other businesses that I loved right now, and that was kind of early on during this whole COVID thing. And it's gotten 40,000 views on YouTube, and a lot of people are enjoying that. And they keep asking me, Nick, make some more videos on some business opportunities that you think are awesome right now. And I'm going to do that. But first, I want to talk about some businesses that I do not like right now, and some businesses where a lot of people are going to lose the shirt off of their back and go bankrupt. And I'm going to talk to you after that about why I think it's a great opportunity to start some of those. But number one is real estate. I've been talking about housing. I've been talking about Airbnbs. I've been talking about fix and flip. And I've been talking about how just single family rentals are extraordinarily competitive. And I wouldn't touch that market with a 10-foot pole. I've been saying that since last year at this time. All those people are about to get burned. All the people who are just bought a rental property, who have an Airbnb or 2 Airbnbs or 3 Airbnbs and a couple grand in the bank. All the people who are trying to do a fix and flip right now are about to lose everything, because the value of houses in America, I predict, will drop anywhere from 10 to 50% depending on what market you're in, because it's getting harder to get loans. The debt market drives the housing market and the real estate market, because nobody pays cash for anything anymore. It's all leverage. So when the leverage dries up, the prices drop. All the people who are in a fix and flip just bought into a highly leveraged city like Boston, New York, Washington, D.C., where the prices are incredible. I think they're personally about to get burned. So real estate is number one. I think that people who have very recently started real estate related businesses, and I consider loan officers, realtors, I consider them entrepreneurs as well. And honestly, I think that many of them will go bankrupt and will lose everything. So sad to say that, but I do think it's true. A city like Athens, Georgia, there's tons of Airbnbs here. There's tons of people who have bought rental properties over the years, and now they're up against the fact that UGA, the school, the University of Georgia, right here in town, who employs 20% of the county and floods the city with 40,000 students who live, pay rent, and spend money here in this town. They just canceled the rest of spring semester. They canceled summer classes, and there's a really good chance that they don't bring back kids for summer classes. A town like this, for classes in the fall, a town like this could very well see 50% real estate declines from all the people who are over leveraged on student housing, and no students come back to pay them rent, all the people who have Airbnbs, and nobody to stay in them. Scary thing for almost all those people. Number two, I think the people who start businesses dependent on new construction and getting clients who either build or do new developments are in a world of hurt, because new developments are about to totally stop. So I'm talking about the excavators, the roofers, the framers, the window companies, anybody who provides services for new development is going to see their pipeline completely dry up. My dad is a developer. His pipeline is drying up. I just put a hold on all the new self-storage developments that I had on the docket. Many other developers are doing the same exact thing, because banks are not lending on new development, and uncertainty makes new development even riskier, especially when the housing market's going on. Give you guys an example. Back here, right behind my house. See that? That's a new build. This guy built this house with his numbers penciling out so that he could hopefully sell that house for $300,000. So he's going to spend $270 and hopefully make 30 grand on that deal. What happens when that house is worth $250,000 when he's done? Obviously, he's not going to build more buildings, and another thing is the short-term debt that he has on that build. He's going to lose his neck on that project to have to either take a loss. A lot of builders are actually going to go bankrupt as well. Super scary thing. The third one, so we got real estate, new development related services. The third one is commercial, business to business stuff. Okay, a lot of the average consumers, the homeowners, they're not going to be as affected unless they lose their job. And even if they do, I don't see a lot of them firing their lawn care guy or telling the cleaning lady to not come back anymore, just because once people get in the habit of doing that stuff, they're going to do it. But businesses are struggling right now. This is a Main Street crisis. Our restaurants, I talk about the guy, a friend of mine who cleans, deep cleans restaurants at night, makes $1,000 a night, has a great business, growing business. He hasn't worked in a month. Restaurants have laid off everybody. Restaurants have stopped operating. And the ones that do open back up are on a significant money crunch right now. Other businesses of all kinds. Car dealerships aren't selling cars. You go up and down Main Street in this town, 80% of businesses have not had any profit, any revenue hardly at all during this crisis. The people who are still selling are the Home Depots, the Lowe's, the grocers, the Aldis, the Krogers, the Walmarts, right? They're crushing it, but 90% of businesses totally out in the dark. So they're going to cut back on their marketing. They're going to cut back on the services that they spend money on. The people who clean offices haven't cleaned an office in over a month. Those are 3 areas right now that I would not touch if I was a new entrepreneur. But that said, when there's pain, when things change, it spells opportunity, right? So all 3 of those things in a year from now, 2 years from now, when the economy starts to get going again and things start to recover, they're going to be humongous opportunities. The people who decide to start a business in real estate, in business to business, in new development are going to make a killing because they're going to be able to ride the next wave up when all the people who were over leveraged, all the people who had offices, had a lot of overhead, had a lot of debt on every one of their vehicles, they all went completely bankrupt. So what you're going to see is a lot of builders, like the guy who's building the house right behind mine, are going to lose their shirt, go out of business, and not build anymore. Well, what that's going to do for us is it's going to create an opportunity because as those businesses go away and as the demand comes back up, the demand will outpace the supply of these services in a major way. And if you can start a business in a low risk way, without an office, without a big debt payment on your car, without a bunch of equipment that you can't afford, without a bunch of people on your payroll, if you can start a really lean business, you can win. You can win. It'll be a huge opportunity going forward. And I think that a lot of entrepreneurs should really consider those spaces. So even if you're not going to launch right now, even if you're not going to launch 6 months from now, maybe put together a website, maybe start to get your training, maybe start to get your certification, maybe start to study it, maybe start to get used to the industry, because in a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's going to be an amazing opportunity to do those things. Because when everybody's making money wholesaling houses, when everybody's making money on Airbnbs, it's really easy to make money. But when it gets hard, when something like this happens, it separates out all the crappy businesses, all the over-leveraged businesses, all the businesses that aren't operated properly. And what that does is it creates an opportunity for new investors, new entrepreneurs to come in and do a better job after all those people fail. So take this to heart. Start a business in one of those areas, but start it in a lean way, kill your overhead, and be ready to ride out a really difficult time so that you can ride the wave back up when things start to crush it again.